We asked Florida Republican Mike Waltz and New York Democrat Pat Ryan about the now annual tradition for the caucus.
Once I got elected, and I saw the acrimony and the infighting, and I said, let's get a group of veterans together, people who really have skin in the game. I think this is important for the American people to see us honoring our forefathers, to see us where Democrat, Republican, black, white, brown, none of that matters. It just matters that we're all Americans, we're all veterans, and we're honoring those that came before us.
This is the most powerful thing I've done in Congress, truly. It's very emotional, and it's positive. I mean, there's so many divisive forces, and so to get together with fellow veterans, all services, all generations, and just actually do something with your hands that improves the world, that honors our veterans, that prepares this memorial for hundreds of thousands of Americans that are going to come here this weekend. It's an honor.
Who are you thinking of this Memorial Day weekend?
I think about actually one of my soldiers who I brought home from my first 12-month deployment, and then tragically succumbed to the invisible wounds of war and took his own life, and Sergeant Keith Nowicki. I think it's important we talk about that too, because now we have more post 9/11 veterans that have taken their own lives post-service than gave their lives during service, and that's something else that we're working on together.
Yeah, I think of my uncle, who was a Vietnam helicopter pilot, Greg Waltz. He survived, but he's told me about the people that are on this wall. And even though he survived, to this day, unfortunately, he's very bitter about how he was treated when they came home. Sergeant Matt Pacino was one of my Green Berets that we lost in Afghanistan. He volunteered to go on point every single mission, and eventually a tripwire IED killed him. I think about him, I think about his family, and I have to say, I think Pat would agree with me, survivor's guilt is a very real thing. Why him and not me? He was my responsibility, as were the other Green Berets that I didn't bring home. And I just tell myself, I look in the mirror every time, every morning before I go into the Capitol, and tell myself to be worthy. Be worthy of that sacrifice. And our charge, I think, as leaders, as elected leaders, is to comport ourselves in a way that's worthy of their sacrifice and in front of the American people.